All right, guys. So the recording is live now, and so this will just be archived on Vimeo for your guys' sake. So this thing is definitely moving, coming back to, looks like some size was rolled over here. We've got incomplete auctions. Dave points out, make sure that this, which is a hammer, right, looks like this in real time. The stops to get run into here is likely, but these are incomplete auctions. So this is likely going to attract everybody who shorted from here to here. They're going to want to cover back through this area. So this is the breakdown point right about here. These are the incomplete auctions, which suggest all the aggressive selling. So it'll likely push up into here. So there's an opportunity. And again, this is sim. Don't copy trade. If you're live watching this in Discord, this is sim. I am done trading for the day. I've made all my goals. I told the guys today that I would live stream and talk and answer any questions. The market's, it's moving a little bit. So to me, the opportunity would be to take a short back into this hammer candle to break TDV up and find all those stops below VPOC with all of this really poor structure. And then T1, T2, let me see if I can snap this in here, is extremely high volume. So settle volume is 80 percentile. You can see it right here. Okay. So that's also a magnet. Now, if I'm going to look over at Gex here, see if I can snap Gex into the picture real quick. So here's Gex. Zero Gex in this market is here below TDVWAP. So Gary wants this market right here at this date line in L2. So here's our potentially our opportunity. All right, so incomplete auction here. So you may have a few opportunities here. All right, let's zoom out. Get the order book. All right, so what we're looking at here, and don't copy trade, but these auction lines are where the price was aggressively sold before on the downside. Okay, so far these have had reactions here and here for small reaction. This just had a reaction, so this would be the top level. Okay, so that's about the way these incomplete auctions typically work. Is they go about to here, they go sideways, maybe a little stop run, and then roll over. This would be then structure. So go up to about here to scale in on this bad boy. Now notice on the MBO we've got a little bit of size sitting here as well. Remember, get my attention if you guys can by the TTS. And don't be shy. The more you guys get involved, the better this is going to go. Ask questions. So you don't understand something? Put me on the spot. All right, so I'm going to do stop right here. Now, this is a large order. Right here, it typically acts like gravity because of the volume. And it's also what? 50% of the move. So that's your short-term magnet point. So we're only short 2. So go put it at the so now notice if this market, if it goes up, your average position is in here and your take profit is down at the, so there's structure here, right? Where it broke out. Now it's pushing up a little bit off this structure, right? Right here. Short-term weak players getting out, right? They likely don't see all this stuff that we see here. They don't know about the hammers. Typically run. And this is gravity. So again, if this pushes up into here and goes and takes you out, okay, it's a loser. The idea then becomes to short this area. Now notice this is an LVN, volume node, another volume node. Now, if this thing starts to build here like crazy, double balance takes it up here to this area. You would probably want to be stopped in here. But right now, this is just the initial.
Be a nice order?
It is correct. Yeah. So right here, that's an iceberg. 100%. It's likely a market maker hedging off some deltas there. That's where they got delta neutral. Just based off options. Anyway, now a little more filled here. A good question. This is 100% an iceberg. You could see it right here, Jimmy, on this left side. That's a visible delta. So this left side is visible deltas right here. And you would have seen that grow crazily in real time. You would have seen it on your DOM too. You could also see it here, recent bid and ask volume. And you'll just see this thing grow in real time. And then these circles, 100% delta circles, will grow like crazy in real time as well. So, but notice there that you get a lot of people that just play the short because they're like, oh, someone is loading up right here. They say, oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and take a short because I want to get in with that passive player. But they got roasted short term. And this kind of goes to Poi's question. Poi had a really interesting question about cum delta. And he was asking about, hey, I want to see buyers and sellers and how they move the market. And cum delta's okay for that, but what people tend to do is they have this little cum delta, and if the market moves down and cum delta doesn't, they go, oh, divergence might go long, and it works half the time. And so it's a really piss poor, in my opinion, consistent indicator. You're better off focusing on market structure to give you good risk reward. So we could talk more about cum delta, but I think it's a distraction. And one of the reasons is because you can have a market trending up all day long and have negative 15,000 CVD or cumulative volume delta. And in that case, where a market has negative 15,000, what that means is that there are just more buyers than sellers, and the buyers are accumulating on the bid. So Dave, that's a good question. I think the stop is right where the market broke down. But the reason for this trade right here is the incomplete auction bars. And the incomplete auction bars tend to get retraced by a point or two and then roll over. Because the reason for this trade is that this market from here to here sold like crazy, leaving behind incomplete auctions. So it's just a different thesis. I still think this is gravity. Yeah, good question. And maybe I should put like the Discord chat in here so that people who are watching the video can see. Son of a gun, man. Maybe I should do that. Let's see. See how distracting it is for me to try. Nah, I want the TTS, man. Because the problem is, Dave, I have to look way right. And then the Discord's on the left. Maybe I should just do this somehow or something.
Jimib said, is there a minimum length of time to see for consolidation around 44.30 to 44.32?
There you go. Maybe then it blocks the screen. See that? Bummer. Yeah, it doesn't work. So no, it's not about time, Jimmy. So remember, we're using volume bars. These are 500 volume bars. You notice that this market, it made a move after this width, that much volume, and then this market has about that much volume. You can expect the market to make a move after about that much volume. So we're there right now. Does that make sense? So that's the beauty of volume bars, is that they're showing actual volume rotations. All right. So anyway, see, I haven't even managed this order at all. So this area here, you would expect to be sort of big support. Why? So this is the top of these circles. So the top of these circles is where somebody got rolled on a pullback, price spraying right up. So now in this area, you got to expect, sorry, where these circles are, right here, it's going to have a reaction. Now, right now, we're getting a reaction off these tops. That's fine. This is the short-term beauty of oscillating markets and having indicators that show you where people just got roasted by market maker moves. That was different. So anyway, and breaking the bottom and TD VWAP, and then so TD VWAP and then VPOC. So this would be set up about like yonder. Okay, so and then we got T+1, and then that becomes a target. Okay, so how do we set this up? About like that? Yep, incomplete auction. So that'll have a reaction. VPOC stops. So the way I think of this right now is if we break TD VWAP, there's a bunch of stops here. And we got this hammer, which has got all kind of stops here. If we move into VPOC, you get all the VPOC stops as well. And then you have all these incomplete auctions, and then T+1. Doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong right now. And then T+1 is extraordinarily high volume right here. EST+1. And that's here. So then that's a magnet. And that's why you get that kind of reward for this trade if it works out. So let's see. Yeah, we're still just chilling. So if you put an R factor on this thing, so what I'm doing right now, like that, is I'm using left control, and then I'm using the left mouse button on the TYP config to compress everything. Excuse me. 10:28. I got to be gone in about an hour and 10 minutes. So just FYI. So that's what I'm doing to move this around. This looks like it'll trend up again. We'll see. We've got some size bracketing the market here. So market's going to test whichever way is, I would say right now, probably going to go test a little bit higher. We'll see. But this bracket here has the effect of, look, if you go fill this 270, maybe it's a little weak. Oh, here we go. See, they're testing this right now. You see that? A little bit of testing. The bracket, these orders have the effect of saying, hey, look, I'm here. If you want to get out of your short, come fill me, right? You see that guy got filled here. Come fill me. So it's testing market participants here. The auction will go in the direction of liquidity if participants in the market are weak. If they're afraid of this liquidity, they will sell this down. And that's the beauty of size on the book. It tells you about the local participants. So we got a little bit of size up here. Let's see if they go fill this thing here. 200 contracts. You could see MBO. Anyway, what I was going to do on this trade is show you guys, more importantly, that you could put the risk reward tool on for this position and then say, this is 1.5R. And halfway between that is 2.5R, right? And maybe to here is 2.8R. If you got all targets, even to scale out, that's what I'm pointing out, is that you have orders here. So that's one. You have some orders here, and their average is somewhere in here. And they're almost equal in size to this. So your average is between. So it's about 2.8 Rs to scale out of this whole position and get out down here. Now this, if you go here and it's bouncing here and starts ripping, then keep in mind if this one comes off, maybe this goes to like 2.4R. So that is how you figure it out in real time. Anyway, quite useful. Quite useful to use this tool like that. So when you're in a tool in this configuration, just right click on the chart. So let's say I'm in a tool and you're going short with your tool, you're putting your stop in, then your entry, and then your target. Now I'm still in the tool, just right click it, and then it's back to pointer mode. Nice, Dean, nice. Anyway, on sim here, don't copy trade, all that good jazz. So do you guys see sometimes why when you're all zoomed in, this is just another thing like this, that you get really nervous about these movements? But if you do something like this, do you see how this market is kind of hanging on this precipice and has stops here? And all it would need to do is roll over like that really fast. So zooming out a little bit, it really helps. It's very easy to see this thing going, oh, like this and like this from this perspective. I hope that helps you guys a little bit, right? Just to hit control and kind of zoom out a little bit, even like that, and realize, wait a second, I'm a little zoomed in all the time, right? Yeah, exactly. It does. Get rid of some of the noise. So I do it all the time on NASDAQ as well. Oh, yeah, maybe. Maybe, Dave. Maybe it was. So a little bit of size up here, 400 lots. See if they walk it down. Right now, it is still on support right here. 100 lot here. Let's clear this off here. All right, let's see. What else do we have? So while this thing is just going sideways, one of the buttons you should utilize here is the clear RBV RAV. Now, keep in mind, if you clear this bad boy, you're going to lose all this history down here. Okay, so maybe you don't want to clear that. So I think if this thing breaks down now, so as this thing morphs, yes, it's slanting, but if it breaks down now, probably goes to here. So guess what? Get a little better R's.
Dave said 400 at 30.50 lot just disappeared. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah,
Dave
it could.
400 at 30.50 lot just disappeared. Does that mean anything to you?
I heard you the first time, Dave. No, I'm just kidding. So it means so I haven't been watching the price action as clearly as I could have, because I'm a little distracted. But typically, if I've noticed and I've been really zoomed in, and I think somebody wants a fill, they will often go hit everything on the market to get their fill. It could be, so I have to watch the tape for that to see if they're filling. If all of a sudden, let's say a 400 lots there and they really want in, and they're not, dude, my wife has got my kids right next to the door screaming. So give me a second here. I'm going to have to go let her know that she can't be there. Hey, babe, do you mind not having a lesson right here by the door with her? Because I'm recording and it's almost impossible for me to concentrate with them screaming. Yeah, thank you. What was I saying? I get PTSD when the babies scream. I just can't handle it, man. I know she's just making a lesson with the little girl, but they're literally leaning on my office door and she's screaming, and I'm like, dude. Yeah, I don't mind. So right here, it says this 500 volume. So just left click on the chart to make sure that you're activating it. And then on your keyboard, type however much volume you want to load. So I'm going to type in 200V for volume. hit enter, and you're done. So again, if you want to change this to a 5-minute bar or a 1-minute bar, you just 1M. Left click on the chart. I'm sorry, left shift and then scroll bar up expands these 1-minute bars. I prefer volume. So we'll go 250 volume to get a good look at the market here. So some size going off here at 30. You see it on the tape and a big bubble. All right, let's go back. Now, relative to just what happened down here, is it big? Oh yeah, there you go. Thanks, Dave. Is it big? Zoom in the right. No, it's not. It's not that big. Anyway, this is a nice little pullback. It'll probably go up and test higher. Why? Because it's bouncing off of this zone here. Where all of these guys, see, remember the bubbles here? That's telling us short term that this is 100% delta through here. These guys got rolled. So this market is rotating, and you see the size players taking advantage of that. So now there's something on the bid here. The auction has told us quite clearly that someone here was wrong, and they're still nervous from down here. And this is going to take probably a little bit of time to play out. We also keep in mind what's happening here is we're building a volume node here. See that? We have a volume node here. If this builds up higher like that, then rotates down, it's going to go all the way through that. So, would you want to change your thesis as a volume node gets built here and gets bigger? Yes, you would. Why? Because they're building a position to take it, and it's probably going to rotate through here. So guess what? I don't want to be taking profit there. Yeah, it's an LVN is here now. See that? So there's some size rolling through. Met by what? 100% delta. What was at the end of that? 107? All right, it's all right. They're still rolling it. You see how you can change your thesis based off of the volume that's built? Bell curves, baby. Bell curves, right? We're getting a bell curve going on. This thing might even come up and test this way. You say, oh no, it doesn't seem like it. This is the way markets move, guys. Right now, the supply is here. We'll just see how far it extends, okay? This is gravity. This is a planet. It's got a gravitational field, basically. It's like, come back to my level. Now, if you're nervous, can you go take off this position and leave runners? Sure. But to not understand this and what's happening here and that this is gravity and to not be patient is to potentially lose out on a much bigger reward. So in the trading game, patience pays. And understanding this stuff can help you understanding that TD-VWAP, which is this, stands for TD Ameritrade VWAP, and that all the nublets are going to put their stops here. And that underneath here, it leads to VPOC, are putting their stops under VPOC. So you see these players sitting here waiting for it? See that? They're already sitting here. They're resting liquidity. There are some people that expect these levels to get roasted right here. You see that? 100 lots right here, 55, 20. Why? Because they're idiots. So here's some size. They're walking it down again. Let's see if the market gets scared into this LVN. Now, 200 lots on the bid. How does the market react to size? You see, you get to see an auction process through this. Real time. What's the immediate reaction of markets? No, it popped up. It popped up right here. Right? We get to see look, that right there. What does it correspond to? Big size already. It's one tick above that big size bubble. You see how that's testing? It's an auction going on in real time. The beauty in this is to look at the auction in real time. How does the market react to buyers and sellers? As demonstrated by market depth historical graph. Okay, now let's zoom out just a little bit and say this is the swing high, this is the swing low. Where's 50%? Right here. Right? Now, if retail is short right here, then at 50%, they want to cover because they are simple-minded. Does that make sense? Yep. The more feedback I get. Okay, so Ron says, Mike, do you ever consider these breakdown gaps areas within the 5-minute chart as short-term test targets? In my thinking, the upper would be to short to liquidation for me, but also long to. Yeah, they are. Absolutely. Absolutely, Big Ron. And what Ron is looking at here is this here. Oh, give me a sec. So Ron is looking at this. See that? And that's what I've got going on with my chart. So he's pointing to this. This is the old ice. Right here. These are where stops are. Also, we're looking at this pin bar going, boy, juicy stops in here, right? And then TD VWAP. But yeah, absolutely. I think I'm answering Big Ron's question. I hope I am. So yeah, this is a slow grind. If you're trading this as a scalper and you are impatient, you know what you're doing right now? You're going to do this. And you're going to say, I'm going to go ahead and take my $900 at 0.9R. This is not about the position being right or wrong right now. This is about the education that comes along with it. This is a perfect, so let's look at the tools we're using. I know you're invested in the sim money. This is a perfect bull flag. Look, see that? That is a perfect bull flag, 100%. Yeah, well, I've used it for a long time in my trading, Chris. So this TD VWAP indicator, I literally have this indicator, and today it is aligning with RTH VWAP, but a lot of times they're in different spots. So, RTH VWAP might be here, right? So this one's RTH. And then TD VWAP might be here, right? And then this one might be TD, if the market's coming from above. And oftentimes the RTH VWAP is quite reactive and then pushes down. But if the market pushes back up, takes it, keeps going, the TD VWAP just holds stops on the other side. So you typically go way above, get all the newbie stops, then come down. And you'll see it. You'll see it like 100% delta above the TD VWAP. Literally, you'll see it print. And guys in this group who've been here for a year have seen it hundreds of times. And we have targeted those levels. I have personally targeted those levels thousands of times. Same thing with VPOC, value area high. VPOC. These are just like memes on a chart. They all keep their stops there. Value area low. Yeah. So all the time, right? So it's the same reason why, on my stock trading charts, I've got VWAP on all of them, but I've done videos on all of that. Citadel in large institutions, they take profit back to VWAP all day long. So your target is to trade back into VWAP. It's not to be quote unquote bullish above VWAP, bearish below VWAP. That's the memery that everybody and their mother is playing. Institutions are splitting the heads of plebs who play that way because they need the liquidity of the masses to take profit into. Exactly. Think like big money. You got it, buddy. That's it. So when I have, excuse me, my interactive brokers based Sierra chart with all those VWAP levels, and I've done those videos on VWAP, I explain exactly how to trade back to those levels. And then I've got some kind of proprietary stuff, and those are auto printed. But the reason those are reactive is because people are trapped from those levels, and institutions want to sell those levels or buy those levels into those levels from the previous day. So you trade back. You trade back to these levels, just like GEXBot levels, right? Zero GEX. It becomes the area that the market maker, aka Gary the Gorilla, wants price. Why? Because all the theta leech for all those options is highest right at that level point. So rotating around zero gex is extraordinarily powerful. It's a concept to understand. That's where Gary wants it, is right at that level. No, so the same concept applies to VWAP, but not necessarily the SMAs unless the SMAs are on a higher time period. Well, let me think about that. Yeah, you are right, Chris. You are right. So, that is interesting. Good question. So let's think about this. The SMA is based on price. VWAP is based on volume actually transacting. So one is the VWAP is significantly more powerful in determining where the average position is of players, whereas the other is just where the price was, not necessarily what volume transacted there. So I do like VWAP for anchoring or anchoring price or profit taking back to it. But the SMAs are useful, in my opinion. It's a good question. For trend, to show you relative strength. So for example, I don't change my simple moving averages to whatever is working that day. I always keep, and that's what these are, the 5-minute 20 SMA and 5-minute 10 SMA, which have a reference chart to make these. I always keep these on the chart so that every single day, let's say we're in trend and the 10 SMA is doing this down here. If we bounce off the 10 SMA, that's strong trend. If, let's say this is 20 SMA down here and the market goes down to 20 and then bounces, that's a very sustainable uptrend. It tells me about strength of market. So I know, for example, because I've used the same thing for many, many, many years, over a decade, that the 10 SMA acts, so white is 10 SMA, the 10 SMA acts like support in a trend day. And you'll see it. Just go back to it. Look at a trend day. Go look at my 5-minute 10 SMA. Just do a little replay. Or just scroll back on a chart, load some data. You'll see. The 10 SMA is like timing. Market will move up, 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 up. Here's the 10 SMA. Finally hit a resistance point, go sideways. And then here comes the 10 SMA. It'll go, boom. It's timing in a strong trend. Ooh, false break. Let's see. More size here on the bid. It's a battle, man. It's a battle spot. Moving the bid down. Let's see. Market going to it. It's weak. It's going to get smacked. Here it goes. Here comes the breakdown. So this is a perfect example of Oh, you lazy man. You couldn't handle holding the trade here. See that? Perfect example. And this is what a lot of us do. We say, oh, I'm getting, yeah, exactly. Or a week short. If you're short, you see this sideways, you say, I want to cover. That's what I did earlier in the recording, right? So I'll cover right here. At what? 0.9R. So, well, shouldn't you have demonstrated holding? No, I'm demonstrating impatience. You should still be holding that position. And then the position would be in fat profit. Oh, let's go sideways here. Because what was our position here with the stop here? See that? There it goes. There's the stops. Watch TDVWAP get even crazier. You guys think, oh, no, come on. Come on. They really gonna watch. Just watch. They haven't even triggered the stops yet into VPOC. Look at the tape. If this rallies and then gets smashed again, all these guys are going to give up. Retail's going to give up here. Watch. This is a last stand hold for retail right now. Now, it happens to align with our VWAP and TD. The better situation, as I was explaining earlier, is, our VWAP here already got roasted, and TD VWAP by itself here. That's the better situation. It's not what it is. But nonetheless, I think that VPOC is going to get roasted. So let's see. We're just taking our sweet time here. All right. Weekly guess on my PG&E bill. Jimmy, you are excused from this vote. Because you know too much about PG&E. I think. Do you have PG&E over there, Jimmy? The great monopoly? Pacific Gas and Electric. Look at the size coming in. Look. They're corralling them. Look at they smacked it. But my TTV wrap. Get those stops, boys. Get those stops. Whoop. All right. VPOC on the VPOC is now on tap. Come on, baby. Dave doing the it's too much. It's too much. By the way, this is what we get here. Ah, it's too much. It's too much. No, it's not. Smack that VPOC, baby. Smack it. Say, Mike, why aren't you trading if you could read it this well? You guys, I already returned a lot of percent on my account this morning. I checked out. Some of you guys saw the chat, right? You saw what my position was on that NASDAQ. I was also trading stocks. I was also trading E-mini. Y'all were just privy to the NASDAQ. It was a good morning, so. Roasted! Here comes VPOC. And then T1. All right, they got some stops. Not a lot. They got some. Probably some retail pleblitos. It might be over. Might be over. They got it by a few ticks. Let's try. You got to get the stops for the shorts above TDVWAP again. You also notice something in real time here. Look, it might go lower. It doesn't matter. If I'm wrong, doesn't matter. Tight risk. Do you notice here that there's now incomplete auctions again? So what's your target back on this? You say, oh, Mike, it's so weak. How can it bounce all the way up? Oh, there's all the stops. There's the stops. Yeah, buddy. I think they got them all. Let's see. Yeah, maybe. Oh, we'll see. We'll try again. Look, Major R factor now to clean up all this area. Oh, try again. Come on. JP Morgan on the horn. JP Morgan's like, let's go take our short. Let's go get our collar. Nah. Nah. I love these markets. They're vicious. Back to T1? Maybe. I'm going to try. We're going to keep trying. Why? Because the R factors are improving. Here and here. If we can get 3, there we go. We'll get 3. Then we can do this. 1, 2, 3. Can you be patient? Yeah? No? Maybe so? So here's what I know about a lot of you guys. Okay? You just lost right here. Okay? Show fills. Okay. You just lost, right? Yes, no, maybe so. Now, all you want to do off this is take profit here with the stop here. You can't be patient, and patience in trading pays. Did we demonstrate patience pays? Impatience does not pay. Here, let's go look at it. Screw what the market's doing. Don't copy trade. Pay. P-A-Y. Patience. So, look. Patience, lack of patience, does not pay very well. Imagine keeping our original thesis and being out for, what did we say? 2.8 Rs. See that? You guys are all worried about this thing moving. Who cares? Learn how to trade. Instead of worrying about these sweeps right now, learn how to trade. Get these concepts deep in your mind. Patience pays. Understanding market context is more important than you scalping for a 90% win rate on 0.6R. Anyway, let's see what else. We'll turn this off. I don't know. How long is this thing? See how it morphed into what the market was doing, guys, was a better lesson. So Jimmy had questions. Poi had a question. Harshul had a question. The better lesson was the hard right edge. And with me, it almost always is. Why? Because I would rather risk my reputation, my knowledge, put it on the line at the hard right edge. Because nothing else matters but the hard right edge. Making it look good in retrospect does not mean shit. Anybody can mark up a chart and go, this is what caused that. This is what caused this. And not read it well in real time. You guys know that? That this is what matters? It is not your well marked up after the fact chart that looks impressive. It's hard right edge stuff. This is the only thing that matters. Is how you can read a chart at the hard right edge. Learn to focus on the hard right edge. Because that is what matters. Patience, having a thesis, understanding the market, all of it. You see, this bid keeps refilling. You see that? See that? Keeps refilling. It's all right. They might sweep it again. It's a short term though. That refilling bid right there on hardly any size. Watch the tape. It's a very short term. It's a very short term good sign. See another incomplete auction? All right, so let's go into scalp mode. Okay, let's do this. Some of you guys want to see this shit. Let's go into quick make money mode. All right. This is what some of you guys really love. All right, we're in. Short the bottom, you say? Maybe. Right here? Complete auction? Yep. So, oh, this is what I want. High win rate shit. All right, take it off. Hey, $1,600, right? Click, 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 click. This takes way faster DOM reading skills than what most of you possess. And what I would prefer you guys do is learn the market structure first and get a good foundation. Because I was able to read in real time the market come into the ask and hesitate and stop. And based on structure, it's a mini BBWC. You see that? False, watch. False breakout, your base into resistance, into VPOC. All the trapped VPOC traders still trapped who bought here. All the retail pleblitos. The institutional algos are programmed to wash these guys out on these lines, VPOC. Who cares that it's a gamma level? Gamma doesn't matter. VPOC matters. So how do you know? Because VPOC is the level. It's what all these new blitz use. Big money is programmed to wash these guys out because then the market can move freely. So what is this? Okay, so you say, oh, this is so interesting. Yeah, it is interesting because it's real time. Fake out, base, breakdown, V reversal, top, real time momentum loss, scalp back 50%. It's all the same concepts that I teach you guys, just really fast. Do you see that? So look, if I were to take this 250 volume chart and make it 100 volume, 100 V. So I'm typing on the chat, going 100 V. It's BBWC on steroids. Absolutely. Man, I want to swing trade. I go use the same concepts. Use the exact same concepts. See, look. You see it? V reversals. You see the mini hidden shoulders, guys? Left shoulder, head, neckline, maybe right shoulder. Do you see it? That is likely to play out. Yeah. Yeah, it's clear, but this is happening on multiple time frames. So what happens is that people focus on one time frame and they don't realize all this happens on low time frames as well. The 500 volume is just it's a sweet spot. So some of the people who are slower can keep up. Some of the people who are faster, it's too slow. So now maybe we'll go get VPOC stops. Why? First touch. So up, neckline, oh, sorry. Control Z, up, neckline, down, go. See, the liquidity is even sitting there waiting. Oh, there it is. Okay. So let's, can we dateline? Let's go look at gamma. I can't actually see gamma right now. NASDAQ, I think I'm going to miss it. That's okay. We'll try. What time is it also? 11:15. You got to go look at 30-minute bars too. Look, we've had no overlap on this 30-minute up here. See that right there? No overlap. That's okay. So I can't actually keep up with you guys if I look at other charts. I'm gonna miss trades on this time frame. This is likely to be wrong because of how it's moving right now. But we'll try anyway. You also have to think about TDVWAP now on tap. That price level is going to hold stops. So the liquidity might be like that. How quickly on a short time frame can you interpret all the pieces of data that you have? Anyway, let's see if I can do that. Okay, you see this? Here's another concept. You see that big positive delta right there? Trapping. That is likely to act like a magnet. I don't know where 0gex is right now. That is problematic for me. Let's see. Right here. Right where price is. That's great. All right, so let's put this thing back in place. See if we can get these stops. So Gary, market maker, he is very happy for this thing to go up and down through this area. Did you know that? Because he is collecting hundreds of millions of dollars of theta. Do you know that? Here, I'll show you. I'm about to be done because I'm just tired of talking now. So, all right, let's go like that. This here is 0gex. So these are calls. This is gamma in billions of dollars here. So this is 13 billion, 12 billion. As long as price rotates around this puke colored line right here, the market maker is like, ha ha ha, you guys all buy my premium and suck it. Seriously, he's just collecting theta as we go around here. Oh, you want to buy calls up here? Worthless. Oh, you want to buy puts down here? Worthless. They're all worthless here. Because above here, these puts are not in money, in profit. Below here, these calls aren't in the money. See that? Anyway, I think I'm gonna end it here. It's interesting stuff. It is super interesting stuff, but my brain is a little tired. I need to drink water. Dave, are you still invested in the sim winning? What is it about right here? Go with the liquidity down here. We're only short 2. Bummer. Oh, good. All right. We'll flatten that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please ask them in the Discord post associated with this Vimeo video. It will be the same title. You can search for it in Discord in the video section of the Discord. Happy trading. Catch you all on the flip side.